Have you ever had one of them moments, right, where you pick your phone up and you scroll to pass the time and you think, yeah, maybe 5 minutes. Next thing you know, you look at the time, a whole hour's gone by. You're sitting there, brain rotting, just scroll, scroll, scroll like a zombie. You don't even remember half of it, right? When you're on your deathbed, you're actually going to think and wish that I spent more time scrolling. I spent more time playing video games or doing anything that's high dopamine that rots your brain, right? Probably not. Everyone knows, right? You need to train your body to get in physical condition to improve your health, and that includes your diet and your nutrition. So why does nobody talk about the mind? Our perception of life, our experience is all from the mind. People sit here and say, perception is beauty. I'm not here to sway you one way or the other. Some people think fit girls, fat girls are fit. Some people like skinny girls. They say perception is beauty, which shows the power of the mind because you can fall in love with someone just based on how you think about them, right? How you feel about them. So why wouldn't you utilize the power of your mind in your everyday life? Why would you not even not utilize it? That's one thing. Why would you sit there and let your brain fucking rot? This is why brain maxing is the new meta, right? The thing is when your mind is clear, you perform better in all aspects of life, including the physical realm. You're going to get better PBs in the gym. You're going to be more attractive to girls and your partner because you're actually going to be present with them. And trust me, presence is something women crave, especially in a society where, all right, geezer, just a neighbor there, especially in a society where everyone else's brain is rotted, you're going to actually appear to be even stronger, right? So, where was I going with this? You don't want to be an addicted monkey, do you? You don't want to sit there and waste your life away on dopamine, which doesn't even move you forward. Literally just being a junkie, feeling like you need to fucking scroll. Anytime there's emptiness in your life, you're in a queue, or you're waiting for your coffee to be delivered in the morning, or whatever it is, you're sitting there just itching, scratching for the fucking phone, bro. And it extends beyond the phone. Everything is tailor-made to abuse your dopamine system, from the content that you watch, the media that you watch. These shows and these series are cut and edited in a way to be so highly dopaminergic. If you look at the trends within music, look how music's changed. It's really interesting. Nowadays, it's a lot of rage music, noise and stuff like that. And I enjoy the music myself. I'm not going to pretend like I don't. But why do you think that is, that we've shifted towards that? It's because of our dopamine system, right? Even the food that you eat, a lot of this has been highly packed with chemicals. I'm not going to go on about that, but it's basically sit there and made to have a massive fucking dopamine spike, right? You could have the perfect physique. You could have a 10 out of 10 physique and all the money in the world and all the girls in the world. But what good is it if you're not even here in your mind, if you're not even present in the situation? What fucking good is it, bro? Like, seriously, you've got all this stuff and you can't even enjoy it because you're not here in this moment. You're here thinking about the next thing, or you have the compulsion to do this, or you're sitting there on your phone, wasting your fucking life away on something you literally won't remember in 30 minutes time. Let me tell you a story, right? I was with my girl one time and we're sitting there getting ready to watch a show, and I think she's just preparing things, whether it's food or getting herself ready for whatever way. And I'm just there and I'm sitting there scrolling on my phone, not talking to her, sitting there scrolling on my phone. She got super mad at me. She was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She didn't say it in these words. I'm paraphrasing. But the gist of how her vibe was like, "What the hell are you doing, man? Like, I'm here with you to spend time with you, even though I'm not sitting there watching a show and not ready right now. I'm still here to be with you, right?" And that's because obviously she craves presence. Something all women crave, all people crave, to be honest, but especially women, right? They really, really value it a lot. And a lot of people would get mad at them. "Oh, I'm just on my phone. I'm not doing nothing wrong. Oh, why are you always on to me? I can't relax. Can't do this. Can't do that." But I completely understand. She wants to spend time with me, and she's missing out intimacy. Even within your relationship, right? You're only at let's say it's a deep pool. You've only got access to this depth of your intimate relationship when you could be here. And that's with everything in life. But within your relationship, right? Do you want to sit there in your relationship and just have a surface level relationship? "Hi, how are you? Yeah, babe." And sitting there. I've seen couples do this. Is sickly, to be honest. Sitting on the train or something, and there's a couple here and a couple here, and then both of them scroll, 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 scroll. No communication, no connection, no life in them almost, right? You fuck your brain and you fuck your fucking life, bro. So that's why it's important to lock the fuck in and actually start brain maxing, right? Because if you're someone who's performing well and you think, oh yeah, but I'm going to the gym and I'm doing this and I'm doing my work, your input, your results from your work is only going to skyrocket. If I told you, yeah, that you could work half the amount of time and get the same amount done, you'd say, yeah, that's a good deal. Shake my hand, let's go. How do I do it? Well, how you do it is fucking brain maxing, bro. If your brain is efficient, you can actually genuinely focus on a task. I've read it in a lot of these books. Which book specifically? Atomic Habits and also Deep Work. This one's really fucking important. If you want to go take something from this video and look into it deeper, look at this book, Deep Work by Cal Newport, right? But essentially, you have fleeting focus. So if you're thinking every time you're doing a task and you're thinking about something else, people think it's ADHD. They've given themselves ADHD symptoms. They've made themselves fucking retarded because they're sitting there scrolling on their phone. And I'm guilty of this. I'm not going to say I'm perfect or I've never scrolled, but at least I'm proactive in doing something about it and actually starting to fix my brain, right? People do this and then they wonder why their lives are so hard. If you could literally work 50% less of the time and get more gains, or when you're in the gym for the same amount of time, but you can push harder. If you're actually into the gym, then you're probably into like powerlifting or the strongman competitions. I'm pretty sure, go research, there's been countless examples of all the strongmen. They say at a certain point, yeah, of course, the physical aspect of pushing weight is what gets them strong. But there's a mental aspect to it. And they have to literally think about dire situations. I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was a sort of strongman competition where imagine you've got a big boulder or a big stone thing to the left and the right, but you've got to hold it like that. You're kind of like Spider-Man and fucking Spider-Man 2, I think, when he's on the train, right? And he said mentally, he had to go to a place mentally to break the world record. Why do you think at the top echelons of life, where he's maxed out his physical capabilities, essentially, pretty much, right? What's the next step? The mental layer. Now, yeah, you don't have to be a strong man, but you can implement the same thing in your life. And it's going to be equally, if not more impactful, right? That's why brain maxing is the new meta, because you're going to get more yield out of everything. You're going to have more intimate relationships. You're probably going to make more fucking money and more gains in the gym, right? And what's the point of existence if you're not even here, if you're not even present, if you've got everything you've ever wanted in the world, but you're not here to enjoy it? You're not in here. You're not here to enjoy it. What is the fucking point of it anyway? So what the fuck can you do? I can expand upon this in another video, so if you'd like me to, hit like and comment below so I can fully expand upon this. But quickly touching on it, here's the things that I've done, and I'll let you know what's worked for me. The number one highest leverage task that you can do is meditation. And the reason is because essentially you are training your focus. What's the opposite of losing your focus? Fucking your brain, right? It's training it. So meditation is literally training it. There's obviously loads of different forms of meditation. The one I do, two effective ones I can give you right now are box breathing, where you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold that for 4 seconds, and do that on a cycle. And that sort of trains you to take control of your breath and focus in on it. And of course, from that, you're training your focus. The other one, which I've done it today, literally maybe about an hour before recording this video. I do it every day. At one point, I had a 500 meditation day streak, and I don't even keep track of it anymore. It's just a part of my life. But the technique is, the point of it is to allow your breath to breathe. So you're sitting there and you're meditating. I'm not doing the whole shit. Sitting there and you're meditating, and you're allowing your natural breath cycle. You're not consciously focusing on, I need to inhale and I need to exhale, but you're observing it. You're observing your inhale. Okay, inhale, exhale. And this has loads and loads of scientific benefits, which you can go research. But the baseline of what you need to know, take my fucking word for it, because all I want to do is help you. You're going to increase your focus. Your focus is going to fucking skyrocket. You do this for 5 minutes every single fucking day. I would recommend doing it in time you can be consistent with. Usually that'll be in the morning or right before you go to bed. I'd advise doing it sort of in the morning, because then you can actually feel the benefits of it throughout the day. You do that consistently for 7 days. Tell me how your fucking life changes. You will feel 10, 20, 30, 40% more focused. And imagine you had more focus in everything you wanted to do in your life. And that's only from a week of doing it. Second one is journaling. Essentially, the whole point of all of this is to focus, but journaling is good for a different reason, right? So when your brain is fucking rotted, basically, from all this dopamine, it might feel like you have really fleeting thoughts. You're thinking about this thing, then that thing, then that thing, and you can't focus on anything. So the reason why journaling is great, specifically a type of journaling, I'm not talking about like writing a diary or something like that. The method that I use is 10 minutes, right? Set 10-minute time. And for that 10 minutes, I just have to write. I can literally write blah, 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 dot, dot, dot. I don't know what to say, but that's literally never happened to me. Take a pen, take a paper, take a pen, get a book, piece of paper, whatever, right? I think it's much better to do this written than typing. It doesn't have the same effect typing. And when you're someone who overthinks a lot, when your dopamine is fried, you can't even think. It feels overwhelming to even be with your thoughts and think. And what this does is, imagine you've got a glass that's completely full and someone's told you need to take this glass from here to there. It's going to be really hard not to spill it when it's completely full. It'd be much easier if you tip some of the water out. And that's sort of, meditation has this effect, but that's what this type of journaling really helps me with personally, where I'll just write and write and write for 10 minutes. Doesn't matter what I write. And it feels like I've had this release. My thoughts are a lot clearer and better. And something else which has a similar effect, if you don't want to do that, or if you want to take it the extra step, literally, is walking. Walking has the same therapeutic. Walking is great for your health. Everyone tells you about these 10,000 steps, but the effect that it has on the mind is absolutely immense. It's the same sort of thing of like, you feel like you're, about to fucking explode. You go on a walk and some of that energy dissipates. Your thoughts become calmer, your thoughts become clearer. Same thing with reading. Reading, essentially, literally, you're training your focus to be focused on something. Do you know how many people nowadays say they can't fucking read? You read one book and you become someone who's intelligent or knowledgeable. That's intelligence, different word. Knowledgeable, you become someone who's knowledgeable. You read 3 books, suddenly you're a fucking expert on a topic. You read 10 books, now you can be a professor. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've read all of these books. I actually got a few more I need to add to this collection that I finished reading. Doesn't mean anything that I've read these books. You've got to do something with the information you apply. But just reading whatever the fuck you want to read, reading is going to train your focus, because your brain's going to be reading a sentence, you can't follow it properly, and now you're, oh, what paragraph am I on? And people can't even get through a chapter of a fucking book, 10 fucking pages. Blows my mind how rotted people's brains are. But this was where my brain was at. I couldn't read a page. I literally couldn't read one line without having to go over it. And I had to train myself over and over and over and over again. So reading is something you can do, yeah, to expand your knowledge and learn something, yeah, but strictly talking about focus, reading is it. So if you gain some value from this video, please leave a like, comment what you want to see. If you want me to make another video more in depth, going on to how to increase your focus through these techniques. And also share this video to someone who needs it, because someone, probably their brain's also rotted, and word of mouth is the best form of promotion. So help me, help you, because I want to continue making these videos, be a success, start monetizing, and then help my family through it. So you'll be helping me, help my family and everyone else around me, of course, myself as well, through supporting my content. So till the next one, peace.